Good morning, everyone. Ed Terry, the Director of Strategic Alliances with ETA. I'm here today with Barry Williams from Comcast. We're going to introduce Barry in a second. But again, the reason we do Ed Talks is twofold. A, we want to educate our VARs and MSPs on what's going on in the world of technology. And second is to make sure you know that we've got a year-long series going on with Comcast. And the next one is a webinar. And everyone seems to love the webinars. You don't have to go to an event. That we make our events pretty easy to get to, and we do them after hours, and they're a lot of fun. So look for them. They're every month. But May 20th at 11, we actually have a webinar. We're going to feature Barry Williams. So we're going to get a little tease, a little learn about Barry and what's going on with Comcast. So let's get started right away and get Barry talking to us. So Barry, you've been at Comcast for a little while.
Yes.
And you've got a role specific to Comcast that I bet a lot of my audience doesn't know. You're actually part of an indirect part of Comcast. It's only 3 years old. So tell everybody what your role is and kind of what you do at Comcast.
Okay, great. Thank you very much, Ed. Again, as Ed mentioned, my name is Barry Williams, and I'm responsible for the indirect channel. My title is Senior Director for the Indirect Channel, where my team is responsible for working with our partners and our agents to sell Comcast services to their customers.
Okay. Mm-hmm. And, ETA, we believe that for ourselves, and we have a lot of partners that are primarily MSPs, we have some VARs, and we think we look for in every opportunity a chance to leverage Comcast, even if it's just as a backup and redundancy. What are you seeing out there, and why should the VARs and MSPs, pay attention and make sure they're lined up? Where are you guys going with your product set right now?
Okay, that's a couple of questions in that one statement, so I'll try to address it.
I appreciate you helping me out.
Well, it's okay. The first part, as it relates to the technology and why use Comcast services, as a redundancy to the CLEC that a customer might have, providing services for data management through their data centers or their on-premises data center. Using us as a backup or as a redundant solution provides them protection against the loss of data.
Right.
So, we'll get into more details about that when we're on our webinar, but that's one of the reasons why you'd want to look at Comcast as an alternative. The second reason why, or the second question you asked, is why would you want to be in the Comcast business? I think there are a couple reasons why. First and foremost is that Comcast offers the ability to make money, provide services to your customer using a brand that's out there that's pretty strong. I think that is an opportunity for you to go in and then position yourself not only as someone who is the provider of equipment or a solution, but just provide them a full offering from the data center all the way back out to the remote site. So using Comcast services or carrier services in that arena makes their and actually protects the VARs and the MSPs' relationships with their customers and makes them whole and manages the whole piece from point A to point B.
Sure, and 3 years ago your indirect channel didn't exist. So clearly when you're an indirect channel, you exist to help the VARs and MSPs be successful and grow their business. And as you've pointed out to me several times, just look at the amount of advertising you do. So if you're a VAR MSP, reacting to your customers seeing some advertising from Comcast is not as strong as being proactive and making sure that they understand what's available from Comcast in their offices or offices, correct?
That's correct. I think it's always better to be in the position of providing the information, sharing the information, and steering your customer versus being reactionary to them. Because at some point they may come to you and say, why am I in business with you? Why do I need you to provide your services when you can't continually provide me information that's critical for my operation?
Right. And then give us some news update, right? We know Comcast and Time Warner are doing some merger. I don't know if it's finalized yet, but I believe that has to be for some strategic reason. So for our audience, what was the strategic move there in making that happen?
I think there are a couple reasons why. First and foremost, if you're not familiar with the cable industry, most of the cable companies or all the cable companies are really locked into a geography or a region. By acquiring Time Warner, it does allow us to expand our reach into 19 of the top 20 markets across the country. And that obviously allows us to provide services into those areas. And some of the offerings that we will be able to now provide will, instead of being regionally based, will now be across the country.
Amazing. And the future, I mean, we all know you, we have you at home for our TV and our internet. We know that you're offering broadband and Ethernet solutions. But as the kind of the stewards or the virtual CIOs, is there anything coming or anything future that our partners should know? Certainly being connected with Time Warner and being able to take care of our customers' almost global needs is tremendous. But is there anything else?
Well, I think from a technology standpoint, our next big move is providing what we call wide area Ethernet. Our Metro Ethernet services, again, have been limited to a region or a geography. Certainly by this time next year and by Q4 of 2014, we'll be able to provide services across the country. So if you have a customer based in the Philadelphia area and they're located, their second office is located in Los Angeles, we're now able to provide the data connections between both locations. That's a new service for us. It's going to make us certainly a lot more competitive in the marketplace. And, obviously with Comcast's brand and Comcast's ability and our infrastructure, we can provide an outstanding service to your customer.
I agree with you. One of the unique opportunities that we have out there, ETA and our audience, is traditionally the products, I guess, that we think of, Microsoft, that kind of open up the door. Customers want to talk to us. Comcast is in that same range. It's kind of exciting to know that customers are going to want to find out what Comcast offers. They can do that through us. We can get residual income, which helps us grow our business. But also, unlike those other companies, they certainly can reach out to me. But what I like about your team and the indirect team is you're very available to help them understand and see what others are doing, what success they're gaining, and where else. So there's the possibility, if they want, and they can go through me, that you and your team will actually further this conversation. And certainly they're going to get it really furthered on the 20th at the webinar that you're leading, which I would encourage everyone to do. But beyond that webinar, if there's more they want to learn, unlike getting a hold of someone at Microsoft, you guys are really available, which I think is unique, especially when you're large as you are.
And thank you very much. And we try to be available to our partners. We think that it's important for us to be able to share our knowledge about the industry and certainly help point people in the right direction as it relates to some strategies, as well as initiatives that they may want to take in a vertical market or within a geography. Because Comcast is such a large company, we collect and we have a lot of data, and we're always willing to share that with you. So we look to work with our partners, provide them all the information, and whether it's directly to your MSPs and bars, or whether they want to come through you, we're always willing to talk, we're always willing to share, and we're always willing to work with them.
Yeah, I think that's a unique opportunity, because as technology advocates for our customers, we always think about the relationship in terms of the products. And that's not where it ends, and that's kind of the unique, exciting part about the series with Comcast is rarely do we get to sit with executives and have them share some mind share and some best practices. So I think for our audience, understanding not only is it great for your customers, but being able to have access to folks like Barry and his team, they will honestly share business ideas and concepts. We've actually learned marketing ideas and how to run our business more effectively just by the open dialogue. So though they kind of will talk to you, and we want to not just open up the doors and have your phone ringing off the hook. That's also part of the indirect channels kind of mantra, correct?
That's exactly right. Some of the things that we've tried to do is try to develop an organization that's going to allow us to provide services. We previously had been a skeleton crew. We've added a lot more resources to support the indirect channel. So we have partner sales managers that are out in the field today. They are now backed up by account managers back at our channel headquarters. In addition to that, we provided marketing resources that are available through ETA or again directly through Comcast for you to capture information, everything from references to white papers to data sheets on our business, and they're readily available. So we do everything we can to support our partners in the marketplace.
Right. It's fantastic. So My information is going to fall down below. This has been Ed Talks. Don't forget about May 20th at 11. Barry's going to really get into this in depth, but just to summarize, Comcast is definitely going to be a solution that customers find out about in one form or fashion. And hopefully they find out through our partners in ETA versus not. Second is if they're trying to figure out how to grow their business, how to build residual income, how to be more strategic, that's part of what you guys can offer and deliver. You've got a wealth of experience and knowledge. And third is you're kind of easy to do business with. It's really not that difficult to get something done and ordered in the system and moving forward. And being easy to do business with from what we're used to from the giants is kind of refreshing. So all that true?
I believe it is true, but you really are the test market here for us, yeah.
And we can start as too. So everyone, this has been Barry Williams. By the way, also Barry is a world-class athlete. If I've witnessed it firsthand. And please join him on the webinar on the 20th. I promise it's informative. I promise it'll be educational. And I promise you'll learn a lot. So Barry, thank you again.
Thank you very much, Ed.
All right. Take care, everyone.